to a solo episode of Mark My Words. I am your host, Mark Schmidt. Today, I want to talk a little bit about some of the guests I have had on my show recently, and it's a shout out to Generation Z. I have had some folks on my show who are 18, 19 years old and kind of lumped into a time in my life that I reflect on a lot. And watching some of these folks and listening to their stories and listening to how smart and motivated and how much they are taking advantage of the resources that we have in today's world in order to either advance their agenda or advance their business. It has been inspiring and has made my jaw drop time and time again. And I know I'm only speaking for myself, but I know that when we think about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship, we think of those who are a bit more seasoned and experienced in life. But let me tell you, don't underestimate or overlook those who are in their late teens or even their 20s, early 20s especially, who are trying to make a name for themselves. Because let me tell you, some of these folks that I've been talking to, and if you're listening to this episode before I put some episodes out this summer, I know there are a few to come as the year progresses. I think when you get to that point and you hear some of these folks speak, you are going to be amazed at what they're trying to do and their passion. And I really just wanted to use this episode as a bit of a PSA, not only for myself and for some of the episodes you may come across, whether you're listening before they come out or in the future at some point, but I really just felt it was necessary to give huge amounts of credit to Generation Z and some of the folks out there who are working so hard and taking advantage of things that I wish I would have been able to do. Now, I'm not here to say that I am as smart or as intelligent as some of the people I've been talking to, because let me tell you, I am blown away at, at the wisdom at such an early age. I remember when I was in some of these people's shoes, when I was like in my late teens and in my 20s, even though I felt like I knew myself very well, I was still very much trying to find myself as well and trying to figure out exactly where I wanted to go in life and where I felt I fit best. And that's with me knowing that I had certain passions and certain things that I wanted to accomplish. I look at some of the folks that I have talked to, and I'm even getting tongue tied as I'm recording this, but I just find myself constantly amazed. I have done two episodes over the past couple days that I'm just like, man, if I could go back and have some of the same tools as some of these folks, I know that a Mark My Words podcast or business of some sort would exist in that timeline. And I don't really even know what is to be learned by me recording this episode, to be honest. I know that younger generations get some flack for work ethic and some other things that people, I don't even know if I want to necessarily name off what those things are, but it usually comes back to work ethic. And let me tell you, I feel like as I get older, sure, the world changes a lot, but a lot of things stay the same. And I think it's very wise for all of us to remain open minded to the younger generation because they're growing up with all these tools like AI, podcasting, the internet in general, even though it's fair to say that I grew with the internet as well. But people today, especially these younger generations, they're viewing all of these tools way differently than people like me, maybe from my generation, would or did. And I feel like we just need to give credit to those who are coming up and being cognizant of what the world has to offer them, and those who are really stepping up and trying to make a difference and trying to use technology and all the amazing tools that we have here today to their advantage. And I really want to encourage you, if you haven't already, when the episodes come out, listen to some of these folks like the Drew Carmichaels of the world, the Amori Ziki Alvarez's, the Sarah Ashleys, and just really listen to their stories and the way they're taking advantage of all these amazing tools that we have now. It has been amazing and inspiring, and I think that we can all learn something from them, whether you're 46 years old like me or around their age. And that's what this podcast is really about. It's about showing everybody what the possibilities are in life and in the world. Everybody knows my story. You all know what motivates me. And that I'm saying that hopefully assuming that you have listened to some episodes, especially over the past year or so. I know I've become a bit more open about some of my obstacles and the things that have motivated me. So we all have our motivations. We all come from a different time and place than maybe some others. But I really think that I felt compelled and I felt it was important to give some attention to Generation Z and some of these amazing folks who are being entrepreneurs and making it happen and doing it so amazingly well. I hope that you will take some time to listen to these episodes when they come out. I know they're coming out over the next couple of months here. And again, I applaud all of these folks for the amazing work that they are doing. So, thank you for tuning in to this PSA of not only Mark My Words, but also of these amazing folks. I am Mark Schmidt, your host of Mark My Words. Thank you for listening to this episode, and thank you for listening in general. I will see you soon with a new solo episode. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.